right there.
All right, hey guys, how you doing? I am here at the, can you see it? Can you see it behind me? The Outpost Armory, right? That's kind of badass. We are down here in Nashville, Tennessee, actually Murfreesboro, right outside. You know, most people have never heard of Murfreesboro, but there are a lot of people, a lot of gun people out there that have heard of Murfreesboro. Why? Because of those guns right there. That's right, the Barrett 50 cal and the Barrett Mrad, which I have on this side over here. Murfreesboro, Tennessee is where Ronnie Barrett and his family started the Barrett legacy of firearms. That's why we're here tonight. We are going to have Ronnie Barrett, the current president of the company, the man, the mind that gave us where his dad gave us the Barrett M82 semi-automatic 50 cal, and before him, they have guns per generation that are like, you know, game changers. You had the Browning, right? You had the Colt. Then you had Ronnie Barrett with the Barrett 50 cal, and now you have Chris Barrett with the MRAD, and to have two game-changing guns in back-to-back generations coming from the same family, that's just totally badass. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight with Chris Barrett. And of course, you know, I've got our sidekick, Steve Holland. We love having Steve here. But real quick, though, I want to give a shout-out to this week's sponsor. It is Arms Directory. You're going to see that they're like, hey, Carl, we want to sponsor more and more of your videos. We kind of like your content. Okay, I like that. All right, so what is Arms Directory? I appreciate you asking. It is a 2A protected social network and marketplace. So what I mean by that is literally their team works on all the different corners of the firearms industry. So they design firearms, they do this, they everything. So what they built is a place where, and it is, what, as far as I know, the only protected 2A social network and marketplace. So literally, if you're looking to sell guns, you just want to go to a place to post your favorite gun pictures or talk prices or find local events or anything like that, just post videos about your latest upgrades, guys, that's the Gun Directory. So anyways, if you've never checked them out, I encourage you to do that. You can go to gundirectory.com, gundirectory.com. Again, I want to thank them for sponsoring us tonight. All right, so what I've got is the cool part about owning Barrett firearms, including the Outpost Armory, is literally Chris can do whatever he wants. So Steve Holland's running his suck over there, and Steve, you know, Steve starts talking. So Steve's keeping the planet busy, and he's keeping Chris from getting over here. So anyways, real quick, I've got a few other great 5th group guys here from the 5th Legion, and we're going to have a good time tonight. So here's the deal. All you guys in the chat room, I don't even have the chat room open. I could care less. I ask that you keep the chat room PG-13. Right? That Jerry J. No, get out of the way. Get out. You, Jerry, in the back. You. Keep your, no improvised explosive recipes tonight. None. Zero. Keep your mouth shut. Now, if you guys have legitimate questions, post them in the chat room. Right? And what will happen is my moderators will pull the questions from the chat room, and they're going to send them to me in my phone. I better get my phone out because I know you guys are going to start sending questions. Here's the deal. I could care less if your question is a hot dog, a sandwich. I could care less if your question is 6'5" or 308. I could care less. What I'm looking for is questions for the man, Ronnie Barrett. You understand, you guys don't get to interact with the president of one of the greatest gun companies out there. I first met Ronnie Barrett. They used to come up to the 5th group sniper locker decades and decades ago. I was master sniper in my SIF company. Me and Sularoo, we get a call from Steve Holland. Hey, you got to come out to the sniper locker. They've got a new suppressor for the 50. Okay, let's see how this one works, right? They usually didn't work. Eventually got one, by the way. Or, hey, they've got the 25 millimeter. Come on out. So anyways, that's where I actually met Chris. Chris came out one day with his dad, and I'll tell you, I consider it an honor and a privilege to be able to say that I am friends with this family because they're some of the best, most patriotic Americans you'll ever meet, and they are right here in the heartland, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Steve, you ready?
I'm always ready, brother.
Yeah, So Steve's over there checking his water bottle, wiping his head, and I'm gonna slide over. You want to snuggle, Steve?
And I'm backing it up.
Come snuggle, dude. Come snuggle.
Wait. All right.
Oh shit, Steve's grabbing his haversack. All right, here's your mic right here, Steve. Funny, that water bottle smells like tequila.
Never, ever. Tactical Rifle Nation. What's up? How you doing?
All right, guys.
Backing it up.
Is Chris coming today? Yeah.
I'm the king of talking, and I'm backing it up.
Guys, Chris is here. Trust me, I'm not going to leave you with just Steve. That would be so wrong. All right, Chris, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to slide. We're going to put Chris right in the middle. Here's your mic.
All right.
Just clip it somewhere around your sunglasses there.
Are we wearing sunglasses?
No. All right.
I think we are.
I'll tell you what, back up a little bit, guys. Slide your chairs back a bit so I can get everybody in. Back up a little bit. Back up.
All right.
Slide it back. There we go. We'll get everybody in here.
You look too good for
All right.
sunglasses, man.
There we go. We got that. All right. Now, here we go.
Do I now?
All right, Chris, first off, you're doing the gangster lean here?
I was leaning to him. I was leaning to you.
Handshake. There we go. I want to give a big thanks to Chris and the Outpost Armory here for hosting us tonight. Dude, again, thank you. This is the second time you guys have opened this place up to us. We had your dad last time.
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough act to follow because he literally, he started this whole monster back in 1982. He brought, I want to say 200 pictures. That boy, he brought a bunch of pictures. Chris brought some pictures tonight. He's got one with his sister Angela.
And guess where I got him? I got him from Ronnie.
Did you?
He's a former photographer.
We did not move without a photo being taken. Yeah.
That's how this whole monster started, right? He got invited to go out and film a photo shoot, and he fell in love with the Ma Deuce. Good stuff. So, dude, you were nice enough to come visit. What do you want to chat about?
Me and Steve have a lot to talk about. We've known each other so long, and you too.
Man, we will, I'll step out if you guys just want to No, we're going to make this the Steve Holland show.
No.
I love
No.
Steve. You know I do.
We brought a stick to hit him with if we need to. Or we can also point at guns with him, so.
Yeah. Guys, we want to play with the sexy guns behind us, but some slackjaw on the internet shot himself in the middle of a live stream. So because of that, we are not allowed to touch live firearms, which means if I had non-firing firearms, that should be okay. The problem though is YouTube, all the soy boys that work at YouTube, they all go home, at 4:30. Right now they're down in their mom's basement, eating Hot Pockets and shit. So the guy that actually is there watching the video is a computer. And when it sees a gun, it doesn't matter if it's a fake gun. It has turned off our live streams before. So we can't touch them, but we did bring cleaner rods to point at the guns.
I like it.
Where do you want to start, man?
Well, what's, are we going to talk about what's going on now? Or are we talking about the past, or?
Whatever you want. You want to start with, okay.
Well, you were talking about the hard act to follow from my dad.
Oh, I know, yeah. So I started this off while you guys were over there. I was talking about how you and your dad came out to the 5th Group Sniper Locker. It was a time you guys came out with the 25 millimeter.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that's still one of the greatest days of my life. It really is. Now, don't get me wrong. Emptying a minigun in Solder City, high on the list. But there's just something about the 50 with taking the top off and putting a 25 millimeter on top. That was a beautiful gun. I'm so let down they didn't put that into production.
The Army bought some of them, but do you remember why we were shooting that at Rattlesnake Ridge?
Yeah.
It was not safety certified.
Yeah.
So we couldn't bring it on base, and I do remember that day. I think I may have sent you guys a photo from that day, but the recoil exceeded the maximum free recoil limit.
The Army limit. Now, understand, guys, what they're talking about is basically every gun in the Army has to be shot by everybody. But understand, who's going to actually carry a 25 millimeter? It's going to be somebody like Sue LaRue or me or Steve. It's
Or Al Johnson.
Or Al Johnson. It's going to be a SF guy. It's not going to be a skinny little infantryman or some chick in COSCOM. It's just not going to be. So I thought it kicked like a little more than a muzzle load. It's more like a slow push.
Yeah.
It was a heavy recoil, but it wasn't a snappy kick like an SVD. I loved it.
Are we talking about the 25 or the 50?
I'm talking about the 25.
Would you say it was a slow
The
push?
109.
Did you feel like it was a slow push?
Maybe I just loved it. I loved it, dude. I couldn't get enough of it.
It was like a very slow mule kick.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a small mule. It was a small mule. Maybe because I could see the potential for it. Like, if you look at even Ukraine right now, with all those BTRs and BMPs and everything running around, having the 25 millimeter with the shape charge and being able to sit back, where a slap round will kill a BMP-3 at like 600-700 meters. Once it slows down so much, it won't get through the armor. But that shape charge, and I guess I could see that, and I didn't care how bad it kicked.
I remember it might have been you that made the comment that day that said, "I will take this to be able to deliver this kind of punishment." Somebody said that.
Oh, yeah.
They said it was worth it. And going back to where that program came from, do you remember it was OICW, OSCW, Objective Crew, OCSW, Objective Crew Serve Weapon. And it had that fancy 25 and 20 millimeter with the fancy computer controlled fusing that
would go over a trench where guys were hidden in the trench and blow up over their heads. And okay, that's why God made M203s. I want something that'll kill tanks. So you're right.
This was so much more precise. But that fusing system was so complicated, and it was Dad who said, "Could we just pull all that electronics out of there? That was causing some bad problems. There was some serious issues, and can we just put a point detonating fuse in there and hit precision targets with it, and still have the HE and still have the AP capabilities?" And we did it, and I think everybody, once again, kind of like when we said we're going to fire 50 from your shoulder, everybody could not believe it
like,
that
no, you
that was happening.
Can't do that. So
basically, the way the
fell in love
program,
with that gun.
the way it started, again, it was one of those what if situations. I was at Benny at the Commander's Show where they have all the firearms industry guys set up,
Getting him started.
and I was looking at the OCSW booth, and something just made me. I asked the guy, he had a dummy round, 25 millimeter. I said, "Could I borrow this for a couple of minutes?" I said, "I'm gonna bring it right back." He goes, "Sure, Steve Holland, you can borrow it."
Everybody lets Steve do whatever Steve wants.
So I took the round down to the Barrick booth, and I asked Ronnie for a magazine, and I took the round and I stuck it in the magazine, and it fit perfect. And Ronnie just looked at me. He goes, "Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?" I said, "I don't know. You're the firearms expert. You tell me." And he goes, "Can you get some money for this?" I said, "I can try." And so we ended up getting funding for about $5 million on that project. However, as it is with all government programs and projects,
This is where he says shame on you.
Yeah, this is where you say shame on you. Barrett probably got, I don't know, $500,000-$600,000 out of the $5 million. The other one went to the swamp, where they spent millions of dollars on determining recoil mitigation.
Yeah, also true. Yeah.
You know, and I said, "Hey, you want to see recoil mitigation?" Boom, load the gun. Boom, I shot it. I said, "Okay, that's recoil mitigation. Stop spending money on this." But it is what it is. If they're ready,
I'm sad to see it not go. And if you guys ever decide, we're gonna just bring it back with, I don't care if it's solid slugs that don't explode. I don't care.
Oh gosh, it was like an ounce and an eighth.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the way I wrote up the requirement, I said, okay, we have the 203, 400 meters at its best, maybe. Then we had the Mark 19, then we had the Mark 47 LGL. We had nothing in that envelope that could bring that kind of level of destruction that a single guy could carry himself and reach out to 700, 800, 900 meters and take out a BMP or BRDM or something like that. And that was the whole design of the program. And once we got started, I think it was Battelle that got all that money, and everything just started going downhill from there.
Yeah. Once again, it's committee stuff, you know. That rifle is technically a cannon. It's classified as a cannon. You know, we had the barrel. We had it EDM rifled, and you could look through that barrel, and it looks like you could fit this cup through it.
Yeah.
You know, like you didn't have to like get your head right to look down it. It was huge.
If you guys don't know the gun we're talking about, literally while you're sitting there, you can pull up our Instagram, and my son posted it a few days ago, literally for this live stream. It's a picture of me at the sniper locker room in my desert, my DCUs holding the 25. And so anyways, if you're curious what the gun looks like, it's just beautiful.
I think they could probably Google the XM109.
Yeah.
It should come up.
I think I threw a slide of you shooting it that day. I sent you guys one.
That one didn't pull
Oh, okay. Well, I had it.
Next
Sorry,
time.
my bad. So we, we made that thing, and we had to do a lot, all in the upper, because it had to fit on an M107 lower with no modifications. So I was doing all the designing at that time on the modeling, and I ended up putting humps on the outside of the receiver to put hydraulic buffers in the upper that slowed the recoil of the barrel. So if you look at one of those uppers, it looks like it has 2 torpedo tubes down the top.
I don't even remember that.
That had expanding Enidine buffers in it that were slowing the recoil of the barrel, just all to try to like handle all that recoil. And then we got the gun built and shot it at our 100-meter tunnel inside at Barrick. It's like, this thing's shooting groups. It kind of like shot better 100-meter groups than a 50.
Yeah.
But it looked like, again, it looked like this cup, you were punching holes in a piece of paper, you know, to shoot a group like this. So it was surprising. I mean,
Steve's talking, committees and everything, and we could use this, M203 and Mark 47, and all I wanted to do is like, you understand, if you shot somebody with this, you could see light through him before he fell down. That to me was cool.
That's what we were going for. That was what we were going for sure.
Type A personality at its best.
Don't blame me, Steve. Don't blame me.
I remember the first time when you guys said, "Hey, we got everything worked out." It was months. You know, it takes time. And I came down here to the factory the first time we were in the tunnel. I shot the first time. I was like, "Oh, okay. I got to go see my dentist." We definitely need
that
some
must have been
reformation.
before he brought it out that day at Rattlesnake Ridge, because me and Sularoo, we fell in love with that thing. That thing was just beautiful. From there, so that was my introduction. That was actually the first day I met you. You were there with your dad, and I'd met your dad a couple times at SHOT Show. You were always busy in the booth, and
I was busy.
You understand?
Tell me more about that.
This is the internet, so not everything's real on the internet. Okay. But anyway, and I know I was another pretty face out of the 1,000 hands you shook that day. But I'm like, all right, Chris is like his dad, good people, great Americans, and so yeah, you've got. I was just bragging on you guys before you all came out here that legitimately you've got a great family, man.
Thank you.
Sincerely, great Americans. Yeah, without a doubt, it's not just a great gun, because I look at other companies, Remington, and they got bought out by corporate America, this, that, and the other. But so many companies have just gotten flushed down the toilet. But you guys, you're keeping it moving, and moved on to the Mrad.
Yeah.
That's your brainchild.
It is, and it actually, that kind of design architecture that became a lot of our rifles started even before that. My first rifle design that's still produced is the Model 99, a 50 caliber that looks like one of our stamped sheet metal. It shares the same receiver profile as the M107 or 82A1, but it's the upper is all aluminum on that. And I did that. I was, I think I was 19 years old. Yeah.
Can you imagine designing guns for a company like that at 19 years
it's
old?
Still
awesome.
It is still in production today, and that rifle, the way it's constructed, the barrel is pressed into the receiver from the back. So it's like one monolithic receiver with a very heavy barrel pressed in, and it has a nut that goes around the front of the barrel and kind of even puts part of the barrel in tension. Well, that became, that design structure became the Model 98B. Bolt action 338.
Yeah.
And that's what ultimately became the Mrad and the Mark 22. So it's, a lot of stuff changed there around 99 for us. So it's, you know, the original rifles, the original Barrett rifles were stamped sheet metal, which is, it was effective at the time, but it's very hard to get right. And it's not, and now utilizing modern CNC machines, if we can machine something perfectly from a block of aluminum, it's just much easier than trying to create a multi-component stamped sheet metal, welded, machined thing and have it all come out right.
I actually got a picture of you.
Oh no.
Let me see if that's the right one. No,
right.
that's a beautiful. We'll come back. This picture right here. Those are no joke. Hell, that might have been one of the 50 cal rifles that showed up at Fifth Group.
I mean, it very well could have been.
Right?
How you like those safety glasses?
That's you.
Yeah.
In that picture.
Yeah.
Guys, I want that to sink in. He's literally been involved with making these guns. Now, if you look at this picture,
that's an early welding fixture.
I know. And look at those welds, Steve. If you had a gun like that today, show up at a gun store, people would laugh at you. But that was how stuff was done.
If you have one of those, you might have a 7-year-old Chris Barrett stress relieved receiver. The quality was perfect. Perfect.
Which is quality.
I was that good. That's how good I was.
Oh, you were. You were. You know, I think that's an amazing thing about Chris that a lot of people don't know is growing up with his dad, and I used to watch them restore cars together, and everything was meticulous. Everything was perfect, and they applied that same mental thought process to their firearms. And as Chris, over the years, got older and older and got into...
I didn't get that old.
Well, from 7 years old on to when you were 19.
Not this old.
Right?
Not as old as Steve.
So, I mean, tell us a little bit about your engineering background in college. And
You want me to talk about me going to college? I didn't go to college.
Oh,
No, sir. No, sir. What got
if
me...
you don't know, now you know.
Now you know. It's...
Baby.
That's right. I had
I really thought you
never stepped foot on a college campus. No,
Here's to you.
here's to that. Me and Elon Musk both agree. Like, we don't need it. I didn't compare myself to Elon Musk. I'm working on it though.
Your dad back in November. It was November. It was 2 days before day before deer season. Your dad gave us a tour of his little car collection, basically the garage, and had your first car. And all the cars, but the cool part was your dad also had the scrapbook of you and your dad, you know, every step, literally stripping the motors down and doing this, and the painting and all the fine detailing, and it was really cool, man. It was really cool having your dad welcome. You know, Steve's been part of your family forever, you know, but having your dad bring me, and I had Emery with me. These guys know Emery. Having your dad bring us in to the Barrett family and showing us everything, it was awesome. It was a good time.
Thank you. I learned what you're talking about on the cars. That's where I learned a lot of the metalworking, just like being a metal whisperer, like knowing what it feels like, how far this thing can bend, you know, how much mass is needed on a part. So a lot of that did become intuitive for me and Dad both. You know, and I was doing that. Well, you saw in that photo, I was stress relieving metal and welding and grinding when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure it was legal, to be quite honest. But it worked out fine for me.
As long as it worked out, right?
And, you know, we were restoring cars and building engines. And then in high school,
I'm falling behind in questions.
Oh, let's hit some of them.
No, you're good.
In high school, actually, I think a big turning point for me was in high school, and I wasn't interested in a lot of it, but we had a computer-aided drafting class. So this was in still 2D, 2 dimensions, but just drawing on a computer instead of on paper. And I took all those classes, and you know, me and all my buddies sitting there and drew cars and wheels for cars and all kinds of cool stuff. But when I finally got out of high school and started working in Barrett and production things, I noticed it's like, why are we still on paper here? Like, we need to buy a computer system. We need to buy this 3D modeling software and start doing all this in 3D. Computerized, and we did, and I did. I bought the very first one. It was a huge investment. It was like a $4,000 computer.
You drug your dad into the computer world.
Yeah, but you know, he thought it was super cool. So he was maybe reluctant to believe a kid asking for $4,000 to $6,000 for a workstation.
Yeah.
But once he saw it, I mean, he absolutely jumped
Yeah.
on board, because when you imagine if you could show John Browning one of these systems today, you know, the way his brain worked, if he
Yeah.
could see stuff in 3D
Yeah.
and wireframe and 3D parametric models and with verified geometry on the screen. See, the thing is, with paper, you can cheat. Like, if something doesn't work out quite right, you can just kind of make it work with a file later. But with our 3D modeling, we know beforehand.
Yeah.
You know, we know what's going to work and what's not. So.
I have no doubt your dad would be on board with it, because your dad's one of those guys that legitimately has vision, and he's going to see the potential in everything. And not everybody has that. Definitely one of his God-given talents, for sure. For sure.
So when we started with that,
Yep.
I sat at a desk in the corner with the biggest computer screen we could get at the time, which was like, you know, a huge box,
Yep.
and he was at a desk behind me. So we sat in one long office, and so, you know, he would always be there, and I could ask him whatever I wanted, and I'd be, you know, modeling away. That's how we got going.
That's awesome.
What questions do we have?
All right,
Anything good?
questions from the peanut gallery. All right, yeah, we've got a bunch of them coming in. We're not going to do that one. No, sorry guys, we're going to keep it PG-13.
I think it said, "What was your longest shot?"
Yeah.
Is what it said.
But it's my longest shot with a Barrett. I am a member of the 1 Mile Club, but it was actually a 408 projectile in a neck down 50 cal round.
Oh, wow.
It's,
Hot rod.
and I leave out the part that it took me 4 shots to hit the plate. I leave that part out, right? No, it's a question. Can you ask Carl and Chris pros and cons of a 20-inch versus the 29-inch Barrett barrel on the 50 cal?
So the original 82 models, when it actually got the 82 designation, the barrel was actually longer.
Yeah.
Some of them were over 30 inches, and Dad brought it down to 29 at some point, and I think it was really like aesthetics and just like balance of the whole system.
Yeah.
And it just
For
wasn't
me,
necessary.
Having to carry the thing on the helicopter, and we had the cases where you could break them down. I've seen guys halo jump them. I never had to do that, thank God. But I've gotten helicopters with them, and it's a big gun. It's a long gun, so shorter. Muzzle velocity is going to be different in everything, but and I know you don't remember this because you got other guys that take care of that, but when I did Gunny Time a couple years back, and you let me put the Mrad on the TV show, you guys lent me 2 Mrads to do a tactical rifleman video, but you also lent me 2 Barrett 50 cals, and getting it back in my hands, I was like, I can't give this thing back. I can't do it. I can't give it back. So, because I do classes, so I asked, hey, personal favor, could I buy 2 Barrett 50 cals with suppressors? And you guys said, yeah. And I was like, that's so awesome. So anyway, so I got those 2 guns. We went with the shorter barrel because with that suppressor right there, guys, it's still a very manageable gun in the woods. It really is.
Yeah. And then the 20-inch came along at some point. We had a requirement from some guys that were, by the time it got to me, they were trying to ride them in the back of Suburbans.
Yeah.
And stand them up straight in the back seat of a Suburban and still be able to get it out of the vehicle. And so 20 inches, it turns out, fits vertically in the back of a Suburban. And, you know,
I have to test that one. I've never tried.
Yeah, I mean, let's go rent a Suburban tonight, and we'll find out.
Yeah.
But
we'll go down Broadway.
that's how we do it.
My Denali's right outside. You bring the guns, and we'll have Jamie bring the badge. And
But even at 20 inches, that thing still performs at 1,000 meters.
It really does.
And that's something we're finding out across the board. A lot of it used to be back in the day, the longer the range, the longer the barrel you needed.
Yeah.
And now what we're finding with the shooting solutions that we can get off of our phone now, and the quality of the optics and the quality of the ammunition, we can precisely estimate range. Mm-hmm. So even if we have a little more drop, it doesn't matter. So the 20-inch barrel does not keep us from engaging targets anymore at all. So.
It's in the barrel long enough to get stable.
Mm-hmm.
It's going a little slower. But like I just did a video a couple weeks ago with API, just delinked belt-fed API, not Rofus. I can't afford Rofus, but that ammo still it shot like a joy, and I was playing with it at 400, 500, 600 meters. But the problem I had was you can't at that distance with the cameras that I have. It's just kind of anticlimactic. So we ended up shooting most of it at 50 meters, 100 meters. But it's just great ammo. 500, 600 meters. Even the short barrel, the 20-inch barrel, it's still totally badass. Totally badass, dude. We got a stack of questions. And you know, guys, if we get to your question, cool. If we don't, you're gonna ask me next week, and I'll tell you I don't know. Is Ronnie planning on expanding production facilities so we can all get an Mrad? Question mark. Larger factory?
We're planning on everyone getting an MRAD, but we're not planning on expanding production facilities.
Okay.
We don't. Barrett rifles are built a certain way, and it's not a mass-produced thing. And
Amen to that.
and we're never going to compromise quality to be able to, or to try to take advantage of a rush, of a panic buying situation. So we're just not doing that. I mean, we're putting them out every single day, and that we still ship to the commercial market every single day.
Yep.
But
Steve done quit on me.
But our professional end users are a priority a lot of time. That's just the way it is. And so when I say professional end users, I'm talking about our military users. But we still put rifles out to the commercial market every single day. It's just, if you want to get one, you're going to have to man up and prepay for it, or get somebody to order you one and wait.
All right. Kind of like how I bought two 250s. Here in front of all my guys, I want to man up and buy 2 MRADs.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I'll talk to you afterwards about it. No, I just talk. We do our tactical precision rifle 101 course, and I get there, and everybody knows. All I do is I brag about how the most accurate gun I've ever shot in my life was the 300 Norma MRAD. It literally, and I have an AI AXMC. It's a beautiful gun.
And they're accurate rifles also.
They are, and that's why I got it. I was like, this is the most accurate gun on the planet. Maybe it'll make me look good, right? I'll tell you what. You guys lent me that MRAD, and I was like, I got this beautiful Accuracy International, and it got completely outshot by the MRAD. I mean, completely outshot.
Yeah.
And that's with me behind it. Okay, let's put somebody else. Same thing. Group for group, guns side by side, best ammo available. The MRAD outshot it. And so now I go to classes and they're like, Carl, you brag about the MRAD being the best gun on the planet. You show up to class with this ghetto ass Accuracy International AXMC. I'm like, it's a freaking $18,000 gun. Don't call it ghetto. But the reality is I covet thy neighbor's MRAD. So anyways, I'm going to bug you offline, not right now. I'm not going to put you under any pressure on the public internet. I wouldn't do that to you.
I can handle the pressure. Born in a pressure cooker.
Oh, okay. I'll get you another question, dude.
And what you're saying on the MRAD, the philosophy that we put into that was, let's make a rifle that shoots like a custom rifle, but let's make thousands of them.
Yeah.
And let's make it combat reliable. Like, it's a lot of these rifles that we see that shoot tiny groups, you can't drop them. They don't do that in snow. They cannot be submersed, in water. They can't. There's a lot of things they can't do. They're delicate.
That's why when I first saw the MRAD, I was like, oh, this puppy is as tough as my Barrick, my 107 that I literally carried all through Africa and Afghanistan and Iraq. Literally, this MRAD, if I was still active duty, would never let me down. But so it's going to be good, okay, but there's no way it's going to shoot as nice. It did though. I don't know how y'all did it, but it is still to this day, it is the most accurate gun I've ever shot, without a doubt. And not just one. It wasn't a fluke because you guys lent me 2 of them.
Oh, everyone.
For the video.
Everyone we build is like that.
It's badass, totally badass. Is the receiver on the MRAD milled from a solid block?
Yes, it is.
There you go.
It is.
If someone might be interested in learning about, would they want to, sorry guys, I'm skipping some of these. Steve's not here. Is Chris going to couple his motor knowledge from cars with a new rifle design, a motorized Barrett maxi gun. Insert Steve's minigun rendition here. Steve, make the minigun noise for me. Do it. One more time.
That's about it. I like that we went with maxi gun because I would never build a minigun. Oh, that's like a dad gun joke.
That's fair. That's fair. The maxi gun. All right, that's fair. All right, so you've made bolt actions, the best. You have, not even arguably, you have literally, your family's got the legendary M82 and semi-auto, a full auto version of the 50.
Yeah, so we've done that.
Really?
Yeah. We've fired it fully automatic, and it's surprisingly controllable. It's I think it's one of those things that would have limited application.
Yeah.
But it's doable.
With
and it's
a 10-round mag. You guys understand 10-round mag? I don't know.
Oh, you mean you've never? We've made a 25-round mag.
Of course you did,
It's ridiculous.
Chris.
We've looked at
Right?
drums.
Why not?
If you folks could see what's in our what we call the advanced research group, like our R&D shop, it's hilarious.
Dude, you gotta let me sneak in there. You gotta let me.
Because that's how we lived our lives. Like we were the gun geeks with the ability and the resources to do whatever you wanted, and we did it.
All right, guys.
Like we did all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's not Steve right there. That's Al.
Hey, Al.
Al, how you doing, brother? Al is one of my old SF brothers. He is the generation ahead of me. What I mean when I say that is a generation in Special Forces is roughly 5 years. So when you get to an A team, most guys are on an A team about 3 years, and then you go to B team, something like that, and then you hit about your 5-year mark. You either come back to an A team or you go off the SWIC or you do this. Basically, when we talk about guys in Special Forces, you have different generations. Randy Worst, for example, me and Randy actually retired on the same day, but and Randy is 69 years old. But Randy is basically the same generation as me, maybe one generation ahead. Steve Holland, I didn't meet Steve till he was already in Force Mod, but and the world knows Steve as giving us the 6.8 and all these other programs. Now I just found out today he went up to your dad with the idea of the 25 millimeter. There's nothing that man hasn't done right there. But Steve had done so much for this country prior to that. Green light teams, which he knows I'm not allowed to talk about. He's over there going, I got it, Steve. All right, but anyways, he started the 5th Group Sniper Locker, the whole sniper program at 5th Group. So I owe Steve a lot. But anyways, Al, also, you're one generation ahead of me. You were 3rd Battalion?
No, I was in 2nd Battalion.
2nd Battalion.
I got there in 1991.
So you're 2 generations ahead of me.
And I was on a team for
you're
9
one
years.
generation because I got the 5th Group in '93. So you're one generation ahead of me.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I was on one team for about 8-9 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I did the same thing. I was that guy that never wanted to get promoted.
Yeah.
Told my wife I want to retire as an E7. I got to the SIF company, and towers fell, all this. Whenever my time came up to go to the schoolhouse or go do this or go do that, go do staff, something would always happen. Eritrea attacked Ethiopia while I was in Ethiopia, so we go to war. Everybody's orders get canceled. One thing after the other, towers fell, and next thing you know, I got to A15 in '98, and I went from sniper cell leader, team sergeant. I retired company sergeant major in that one company. Mm-hmm. So same thing. I'm not a well-rounded Green Beret.
No.
But I have a lot of time behind sniper rifles and SR-25 Mark 11 and these Barretts. I wish I had an Mrad. I really do. Wish I had it.
Well, who knows?
Who knows?
Christmas is coming.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna. I've got classes next April, and I know I won't get my guns by then. There's a waiting list. No big deal. No big deal. We already did that one. I apologize, guys. Steve's not here. A maxi gun. We already did that one. Susan, can you ask Carl? No. They want to know how much it costs. How about no? No. Go do your research. Is the Mrad 300, the 300 normal, capable of being competitive in F-class or even long 1 mile type competitions?
Yeah, a 300 Norman mag, absolutely.
So the cool part about and again, he can tell you more about the MRAD, but the concept back when it was like the Remington PSR, the concept, what they wanted was 308, so guys could train, right? Long barrel life, and honestly, if you're doing snaps and movers within 400 or 500 meters, 308 is plenty good enough. 338. Norma for barrier penetration, get through those cockpit windows on commercial airliners, get through bank windows, skyscrapers, things like that. You need to be able to get through certain barriers. All right, but for accuracy, you take the 338 Norma barrier penetration round, neck that casing down around a 30 cal projectile, so it's thinner, more aerodynamic. Picture a 300 Win Mag with twice as much ass behind it, and the 300 Norma, guys, it's not just a 1 mile gun, it's a 1.5 mile gun. It's made for long distance. And you mentioned it at the Redneck Riviera that you guys, your R&D program, you guys are looking at long range.
We are. That's the future of Barrett is getting very focused. So we are the leader in long range, and everything we're doing now is pushing that envelope. So we're not going to look at smaller things, and we're not going to look at things that everybody else is doing. We're going to find the ways to hit the unhittable targets in the first round.
That makes it hard to talk about, though, because we've legitimately got guys from probably 20 different small gun companies watching right now that are going, dude, tell me so I can copy what you're doing.
Well, you can tell people how to do something. That doesn't mean they can do it.
That's true. There's truth to that.
It takes a lot, and it's and I don't think the formula is super top secret.
Yeah.
It's when we dropped 416 Barrett, that was kind of a statement that said, hey, look, let's put
Let's quit thinking like everybody else.
Let's just put all the powder behind the bullet, and let's shoot a super sleek bullet as fast as we can. I mean, like again, it's not a secret, and but it's just doing it well.
When you guys, again, Steve calls me into his office. He's like, "Hey, Carl, you got to come see this." So I left the team room. I go up to Steve's office. He's like, "Check this out." I'm like, "It's a 50 cal, Steve." He's like, "No, look at it," and he's like, "It's a 416." I'm like, so those of you that aren't familiar with that, and a lot of people think the 416 is because in California they weren't allowed to have 50 cal, so they made it a little bit smaller. Nada. Steve showed me your original projectile was sharp on the back too.
Right.
Remember, it was curved in. Now, if you look at, and I don't know why you guys didn't continue that, but that was, think about the wings on a jet airliner. If they're tapered on the back and the front, they're going to flow air better. Now, you need it flat on the back to an extent for gunpowder to push against, gas to push against. So they, instead of it being like this, man, I can't even do it with my hands. You guys, the back is kind of comes in, and I saw the design. I was like, whoever did that was brilliant.
I can't take all credit for that. We were looking at some other smaller caliber projectiles that were playing with profiles on the base of the bullet that were beyond the normal boat tail.
Yeah.
And, so a lot of those things do scale. But again, the key was just push a very high BC projectile
It was incredible.
at over 3,000 feet per second with a lot of payload. And, so the first time I shot that thing at range was out in Raton, New Mexico. And we were hitting rocks like the size of a Volkswagen at 2,000, just super easy.
Yeah.
And it's just like, again, it's not magic. It's just, if you've shot a 5.56, when people first shot the 5.56, like, wow, this thing is a laser beam.
Yeah.
Well, now imagine that much bigger.
Yeah.
And so range becomes shorter. You know, everything, and the payload becomes greater, and it's super cool. But a lot of people did think we did that for California because it came around about the same time as some of the 50 caliber bands. But that was not the original motivation for the cartridge. It was pushing the envelope of how far we could shoot. It just happened to be that we could throw that in some of the band rifles. We could now chamber some of the 50 caliber rifles in that same in this new cartridge, and it was legal again. So, but that wasn't the purpose.
I thought it was awesome. And Steve's all about data. You guys know, Steve gets programs pushed and everything, but he's showing me the original data they shot, and I don't remember what test it was. We don't have Steve here, but you guys, out of the blue, everybody else was like this bullet, this bullet, this bullet. 338 Lapua is the all-ending, most accurate round out, and then what's this god awful Barrett thing? That's a 416. Oh, come on, it's never gonna work, and it just smoked everybody, guys. So when Chris says that they're doing cutting edge, man, I'm excited. This is cool. I think it would be awesome to have a 2-mile gun.
Yeah.
Right? Is that unobtainable?
No. What is 2 miles? Is that that's not 4,000 yards?
Yeah.
So it's whatever. What is 1 mile? 17.
17 something meters.
Okay, we don't do math.
Yeah.
We just do amazing things with math.
Right? College grad.
Yeah.
What? College grad. I've got a freaking PhD, public. High school diploma, PhD.
So what kind of distance
PhD. See, I can't even do spelling.
There are people hitting things.
Diploma.
There are people that are hitting designated targets at 4,000. That's happening, and it's and so as optics get better and projectiles get better, that's just, I think that's not going to be heard of. That's not going to be unheard of in the future. Like, it's going to be more and more common. And what we did when we were looking at the 416. How many cartridges do we have that fill a gap? It's like, did we need to fill that gap? Like, it wasn't that big of a gap, like 308 to 30-06, this fills the gap right between it. It's like, okay, I didn't know there was one. Yeah. Well, with 416 Barrett, we were like, let's not make it a little bit better. Let's go let's
way
seriously out there. So that's what the motivation and the thought process was behind that. And that rifle, there's a King of 2 Mile competition every year.
Okay.
And it does wonderful at that. I mean, so there are people in competition shooting 2 mile, King of 2 Mile all the time, every year.
Nice.
So
without a doubt. All right. So when you say your Skunk Works is looking extreme long range, is 416 the number we're looking at, or you have other squirrely stuff on the horizon?
So the U.S. government is looking
417.
Yeah, 416 was so last year. We've moved on. We have moved on. There, the government's in on this now too. There are programs. There are programs, and we are participating in some of those programs. And quite honestly, I mean, there's a lot of diameter projectiles, without saying too much, that we're shooting very long range with. That's being shot in Barrett-produced Barrett products that are not available yet, and we're here for all of it. We're just here for all of it. Yeah. If it's 416 Barrett, which we think it should be, that's great. But we're just making sure that every product we come out with has the modularity and the expansion capability. That's what we're about too. That's another thing we're about.
The thing about the Mrad
Mrad,
swap barrels.
We use that as a clever name, not only to give a nod to the measurement system we use, the milliradian, but we came up with an acronym, as we love. We all love acronyms. I mean, so we can talk and nobody understands what we're saying.
Exactly.
So we said MRAD stood for multi-role adaptive design. And it turned out to be that the rifle design is exactly that. And the MRAD we have now, that is now the U.S. SOCOM Mark 22, it is totally mission adaptable. As you explained earlier, to go from 308 to training, the rifle as a 308 is no slouch either.
Yeah,
it's still about the same weight as as an M24, the Marine Corps rifle. What is it?
M40.
M40.
Yep.
So it's not bad as a 308, but if we need to shoot heavier payload, armor penetration, penetrating cartridges, we can go to the 338 or the extreme long range of the 300. So the rifle actually turned out to be a multi-role adaptive design rifle. So
when the contract first came out, it was I mentioned it was really originally awarded to Remington. It was the PSR.
yeah,
And it was 308, 300 Win Mag, and 338 Lapua. And in just the 2 or 3 years that they pulled the contract back and refilled it, and you guys won, in that 2 or 3 years, the cartridge changed from, well, we don't want 300 Win Mag, we don't want 338 Lapua, we want 338 Norma and 300 Norma. We keep 308 because the 118 LR is
it's the
blanketed
baseline. You
planet.
have to do
Yeah,
that.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And that's what I love about the Mrad is literally 10 years from now, there may be this new sexy, 312.
The 312 whiz bang.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, whatever, something crazy. And you guys can go, all right, we can do that. And pull barrel, pull bolt face, and it'll fit in one of your mags, and we all live happily ever after.
If I was going to brag about something we did, I really think, I told Dad references this all the time. It was one of those core memory things. I told him when I was doing 98B, and we had the first versions of that thing built, and we held it. That prototype day when you hold the first one in metal, that's a special day.
Yeah.
Like everybody is like wet their pants excited. You can't believe it because finally what you've been looking at on the screen for thousands of hours is now holding your hand. And I remember I held that and I said, Dad, this is it. I said, all precision rifles will be made this way now. It was like that, and it's turned out to be that way. So if you look,
that's just awesome.
Since the 98B, like everybody's catching, everybody. That's just the way to do it. It just made too much sense. So we blank slated things away from a Mauser turn bolt action to a more modular design that adapts and and continues to grow with capabilities or with the mission to meet the requirements. So that's what I love that we did with this rifle.
So you guys are, we're all looking at this from a civilian standpoint, but me. All right, again, hypothetical situation. Let's say my A-team, we're up at our forward operating base, whichever country it is at the time, and I'm confirming 0 on my gun. And all of a sudden, my gun goes from half MOA to 4 MOA. Right? If I had the old M24 or my 40XB or a 300 Win Mag or my SR25, if my barrel all of a sudden became shot out, my whole gun had to leave theater. That's no longer the case with the Mrad. I literally email Starfleet Command, hey, I need a new 300 Norma, and FedEx delivers in Afghanistan, by the way. The barrel would come over. It comes in a sexy little sleeve with a belt. It'd come in on the MC-130 delivered in my bag of mail.
It's an SLS, a sexy little sleeve.
Okay, there you go. It would have the bolt face matched to it, locked into the breech of the barrel, and it would just show up. And I wasn't having to worry about serial numbers or nothing. Literally, at user level, me on my A-team at my forward operating base, I could swap barrels and then 0 right there on a rock out on the side of the mountain. And once my gun was, I confirmed 0, I'm good again for the complete barrel life of that barrel. And the gun never had to leave theater. Just that alone, from a logistics standpoint, changing calibers, I'm gonna leave the 300 in there, and I'm gonna live happily ever after. If I need something bigger, I'm gonna grab the 107 with Rothfuss rounds, or call in the Air Force to deliver me something a little bit bigger. But 300 Norma is just sexy. But it's a great capability, great capability.
A thing that SOCOM hit us with on Mark 22 that was, we're like, oh no, it was a real deflator. They said, well, when that requirement came out, they said, not only do we want to be able to change the barrel that quickly, we want to be able to change between calibers and still be on, like, the math worked out to about an 8.5 by 11 target at 100 meters between barrel changes. And we were like, whoa. So we were already building the most precise and accurate production precision rifle every single day. Like they always shot groups, but like to change a barrel and basically, you know, still be on a letter size target was crazy. So what we have done to meet that requirement is crazy. It's just so it sent us back to the drawing board again on process. The rifle was already super precise and super accurate, but to be able to loosen 2 bolts and change a barrel and still be on a piece of paper at 100, it was what we do now to the barrel systems is for SOCOM for the Mark 22. It's crazy, but it works and it's repeatable.
Awesome. That's
without me giving away all the secrets, but it was just fun.
You guys, I know you guys. Everybody's watching. They've got 3 or 4 ARs that they built. You guys don't swap barrels. I got that. You don't do that. Picture it as though you completely take that 1-8 optic off, and then put a different one back onto your gun and expect it to still be on the sheet of paper at 100 meters. You understand? It's like nobody would expect that. You know, it's like, I'll just zero it. It's no big deal. So I think that's kind of artificial that they would put that on you, but I also think it's pretty cool you cracked the code on it.
About, you know, 1/1000th of an inch of deviation equals about 1 inch in 100. So to be on an 8-inch target is about 8 thousandths. And y'all want to know how big 8 thousandths is? It's about like this. I mean, it's that space between my fingers, that's it. And so to keep it on a piece of paper, it was a lot to ask.
That's awesome.
But
I did not know that.
We have done it, and we do it every single day, so we can swap from a 308 to a 338 or a 300. And you know, the idea, I don't want anybody to think that we can swap a barrel and you don't have to re-zero. I would never try to take a shot without doing that. Sometimes it happens though. Yeah. Sometimes we swap a barrel, like what's the required adjustment? It's like none. Like that does happen sometimes, but at least it will be on this big, so you're not like wasting rounds out there in theater finding out where's this bullet going. Yeah. So at least we know, and it's I'm super proud of that.
I'm gonna see if we got any other sexier questions. Guys, if I miss your question, please don't hold it against me. Hold it against him. Blah 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 blah. Oh, don't do that, Carl. The motorized one. Yeah, I've fallen way behind, dude. Sorry.
What was?
Chris, what is a typical mission someone would equip an Mrad for?
I mean, it's being
sniper operations.
Yeah, it's really going across the board on all precision shooting. Yeah. That rifle, the Mrad, is taking over. This is a strong brag, but it's displacing everything around the world. Like all of the standards, it's really displacing them. So anywhere a precision rifle is required.
I heard a vicious rumor. All the Barrett 50 cals are now, they're like the 338 Norma is going to fill that role.
It's not happening.
To me, that's 2 different things. That's 2 different things.
Well, you know, and we work with a lot. We work with other allied militaries, and there are M107A1s being fielded brand new all over the world today. Yes. And it's so things, as you know,
went to my house.
As you were talking about the generations earlier, right. You know, the generations of USF guys, and it's so short now. Like, what did you say, 5 years maybe?
5 years is an entire generation,
It's weird because experience and knowledge gained in 5 years, we try to track everything and capture everything, but you know it leaves with people.
Oh, yeah. We do.
And then so like the guys 6 years from now, like, what are we using these things for?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've never shot anything with that. I don't know what those, but then you find out eventually it's like we need those again. Like,
guy asking, is Barrick going to return to producing their AR-10 line of rifles with an adjustable gas block?
We never made one with an adjustable gas block, but the Rec 10 is right now. I'm going to say this: it's on hiatus right now. It's we still produce what we have to. There are some contracts on that rifle, but that is not something we plan to push out into the commercial market very hard right now. Barrett we are really, really busy on professional and user stuff. So if you want one,
understand what he means by that. And don't get me wrong, they want to take care of me.
We do,
I'm a former action guy. All right, they want to take care of the civilians because you guys are awesome. We got that, but understand these guys are supporting the tip of the spear, but they're also supporting the rest of the spear also. There's a lot of professional users out there from, you know, not just military, law enforcement. There's so many different uses for these heavy guns here. We had Air Force guys that would use them for shooting fuses off of IEDs.
Right.
I'm like, they're like, well, what do you use it? Because to them, that was all it was used for.
A tool.
What do you mean? What do you use it for? I'm like, well, I love shooting up Bedouin pickup trucks with
Well,
it. And they look at me like, oh my
The
God.
Barretts over in Iraq, Frank was in charge of all zeroing of all the Barretts and the miniguns over in Balad.
Oh, it's Frank now.
That was me.
I didn't say, well, how y'all swapping these guys?
What happened to Al? Al, all right, guys, so Al talked your ear off.
Oh, no.
But we got Frank here now. All right, Frank, so I have done nothing but ran my suck for an hour, interrupting Chris, telling my war stories about the Barrett. You got any sexy stories about his
7 years
beautiful
in Iraq,
firearm?
yeah, great weapon. We had 10 on site in Balad. We had 4 for the EOD teams that would do the IEDs.
Yeah.
We had 2 for the cells in Area 4, the
Okay.
CIF or CRIF.
Yep.
And then we test fired the miniguns that actually 10 went down range. So actually, Steve sent them to me and he said, get them test fired, get them out before they pull them back. So the 10 miniguns that went down range, I test fired them on Balad range, and also with the Barrett 50 cals, which is
Nice.
a great weapon. Actually, I used those in 04 at the Sheraton on Overwatch for Carbo IED VBIDs. So we
In 04.
Yeah.
04, I was in Fallujah.
I was a Fallujah.
Yeah, Fallujah.
Fun
And
place.
the Barrett, well, I got some good pictures of your Barrett in Fallujah. Some real good pictures of it. Real good. I got to give them to you, Chris. You'd love them. Like taken with night vision, and I got one holding the guy up by the ears. I'm not giving you that one. You get me into trouble with your dad. I can't do that. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. You guys got questions
didn't
for
know you did
Frank?
all that.
Same
I won't
thing.
tell nobody. I keep- Yeah, I did,
Send them.
I'll show you some pictures.
We're trying to get caught up, guys.
in Iraq.
How was the recoil of a 300 Norma? A small mule. I mean, how do you measure? I don't know how to measure recoil. I've never like put a scale. It kicks like an adult sniper rifle.
Yeah. I'm going to give this one
no.
2.5 out of 5 mules.
2.5 mule out of 5 mules.
Yeah. Yeah.
So next time you're driving by the petting zoo and they've got big numbers on the side of them, you go, ooh, that one right there kicks like a 300 Norma.
Honestly, it doesn't feel much different than a 300
Yeah.
Win Mag.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a super light rifle either. It's comfortable.
It's very comfortable, and I like it with a can. I like to shoot with the suppressor on it, and a lot of people will tell you, well, the suppressor does not get rid of perceived recoil. I'm here to tell you, to me it does, 1. 2, I'm also not getting slapped in the face with all the gas, so it's more enjoyable to shoot with the can on it. And for me, the big thing is the suppressor gets rid of the visual signature, because I don't want people to shoot back at me. I want to be hidden. I don't like a fair fight.
I brought the Ukrainians here. We test fired them here.
Can we say that all right?
Yeah,
Hey, Carl, have you ever ran a single dot EOTech? No. The reason it doesn't, he's talking about crooked politicians. Guys, what are you doing? I want to fire all these guys.
Are you reading those that fast? We had that one already.
That's what, dude, we are caught up. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up the live stream right now before somebody else sends another question. No, we're going to do that too. All right, what do you want to chat about, dude? So we've done the future of Barrett. You guys are going extreme long range. We've touched on history a little bit. I've done my shameless plug to try to get you to sell me 2 on the cheap. My 3-year waiting list. Do we want to dare bring Steve back on here?
Maybe we should.
No.
I don't know. He looks like he's
What do you think? You guys want Steve Holland? I'll step out so you can have the 3 men in black.
have Steve alone.
Okay, that's fine. What else you want to talk? What's new with you, Chris? Guys, I don't know much about Chris other than he's a great guy. I see him at SHOT Show once a year. Married, kids, yeah. No? Ish?
Put him on the spot.
Nice seeing
Not
y'all.
yet? We're out of here now? Am I going to get Chris in trouble?
I do have kids. That is a true statement.
Okay.
True
I
statement.
touched on something I wasn't supposed to touch on. That's right. I apologize.
No, it's fine.
I
Life
should
is
have. You're supposed to give me these cue cards to talk about ahead of time.
Put a big no sign.
All right, guys. I mentioned my precision rifle class. We do those. But the big thing I've got coming up the rest of the year, I've got a bunch of other filming gigs and fun stuff. I'm actually going to Moab and the Rubicon Trail with my Jeep. I need to decompress for a couple weeks. I need to get out of here. Go see this pretty blue marble. But we do have classes coming up in September. Combat pistol carbine, carbine zero mastery, and advanced pistol carbine. So if you're interested in getting in on our Tactical Rifleman classes, you can sign up at tacticalrifleman.com. High risk travel is in December. But besides that, guys, I've got deer hunting coming up, elk hunting. I've got a bunch more cool videos to film for you guys. Hopefully we can go tour Chris's Skunk Works, and maybe I got places we can shoot 2 miles.
Oh, I guess.
So it goes over a major highway, but we
wanna
won't
hear it?
tell anybody. Well, I'm exaggerating. It doesn't go over the highway. Leave me alone. I wouldn't do that.
But it does go through an airport, so it's cool.
Right now, my wife's going. You're not allowed to shoot on that farm anymore, Carl. You're not allowed to shoot on that farm. No, but I'm just excited to see what you guys are doing on the down the road, because, like you said, your family's been on the cutting edge of so many things. And I did my first sniper school in 1986. Yes, I'm that old. And then I did the Fort Campbell Sniper School, the DA Sniper School, and then SF Sniper School. And basically, even though I was an SF medic and later on a Zulu, a lot of my time was behind precision rifles, and I've just lived and breathed this stuff forever. And seeing where we have come, back then I was using an M21, which was an accurized M14 basically, with an old Redfield Art 2 scope on it, to looking at the, your applied ballistics programs and wind meters and laser rangefinders and just all the data now that you can do. I'm excited to see where this goes. I really am. I've heard there are guys that are having drones out collecting wind data at different distances down to their target. While that sounds awesome, I look at things from a tactical standpoint, and I'm like, let's see, if I'm the bad guy and
Shoot the drone.
his head just came apart, and there's a row of drones that goes all the way to that bush a mile over there, that's where I'm shooting my mortars at. So I don't know. I don't know. Are you guys doing squirrely stuff like that? Carl, we're not talking about drones today.
Of course, we've had lots of conversations with people about fire control and like how we hit things at really long range. When I say fire control, I mean linking our optics and electro optics
Yes.
to the rifle to make those things happen. And it sounds like sci-fi stuff, but everything new was sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
we're
back
getting
then,
there.
It sure was. Sure was. I remember you got, it was called the Boars, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Barrett optical ranging system, and it's that was a really interesting exercise of trying to bring the ballistic solution into the optic and adapt it to legacy optics. There's a lot of other things happening now with moving reticles, disrupted reticles, whatever they call them now, and those things are.
Steve, come snuggle.
Those things are.
Chris is in his group.
This is amazing. Yeah. This is an important question.
If she calls, right? You're good, dude.
It's a dollar.
No, you were talking about disruptive reticles and other stuff.
So that really is where the future of that is going, and it's. But I can tell you, here's another question.
No, finish your thought. Trust me, we'll get a good one. We all know Carl likes to hear himself talk. Thanks, chemistry student, and that's why I'm not reading your question.
Oh, well, that one just got. I think it was a good question for me.
Well, I bet
boy.
it was a good.
But the pickup line was no good.
Yeah. You see how when you type shit like that, what happens?
So that one.
Yeah, Jerry J. No, we're not doing that.
What am I doing? I got a good one.
Favorite accessory
Al
for
Johnson.
your rifle.
Great American.
Favorite
Special Forces
accessory.
guy. Al was sitting here earlier. In a foreign country, training. Finally get a day off, evening off. We get to go into town.
Did he just take over
Walking
the
down
conversation?
the avenue with the trees and the water and stuff like that, and everybody's having a good time. And I see a crowd, big crowd,
got some
you know,
giveaways
a lot
up
of
there, too.
turbulence, and this one guy is just getting beat down. And I was like, "Is that Al?" And he wouldn't tell the story at all. I wanted him to tell the story. Anyway, back to you, Chris.
All right.
Let's talk hunting. See, that gets me
All right,
excited.
before we go down that rabbit hole, though, we literally just came up on 8:10, and I wanted to do giveaway at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So,
let's do giveaway.
what do you want to give away, Steve?
We're going to give away.
An Mrad. No.
Get your FFL dealer ready. Yeah. You got a Sharpie? Anybody got a Sharpie?
We do.
He's gonna give away a Sharpie, and it's not even his own.
Jess,
that is so cool.
They're on the desk. Some silver ones. They're on, you know the desk. That desk back there. There's some silver ones.
You guys remember the old Road Runner show?
Yeah.
The Coyote?
Yeah.
The Coyote, they would get into this fight, and you would see him like a ball of cloud and
yeah,
things spinning around. That was Al. And every once in a while, his head would pop out of the cloud. I said, "Man, that's Al." I said, "Well, let me go help Al." I said, "Get off of Al." Next thing I know, it's like, "Get off of me."
So did y'all beat that girl up or what?
Yeah,
That's the Chris Barrett Al. Give me some. That's the Chris Barrett
I
Al.
heard the non-censored story, and it was a lot cooler. Al did good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Steve, of course, did better. Steve was the one telling it.
No, I would have
the
to.
fisherman.
No, I would say cheers to Clay Miller. Cheers to Clay. Clay. He is the strong one.
Where is he? I haven't seen him in a while.
We got to keep it PG-13, guys. We got to keep this PG.
So on the giveaway, we have 2 Barrett hats.
Nice.
These are the retro. There's new hats, but they're the retro back to the old days of Barrett.
Yeah.
See, I'm so bad with the camera. Look at that.
These are very on trend right now, thanks to Tom Cruise. Right.
Barrett light fitty, and man, that looks good.
Light fitty.
Light fitty. All right, we're gonna move that out of the
And
way. 'Cause Steve will turn this whole
Mr.
thing
Chris
off.
Barrett is going to sign each hat.
Nice.
That's why we're asking for a Sharpie.
Oh, we have a silver Sharpie.
Yes.
Yes, you
Look at
totally
that.
rock. Thank you so much,
We should test it on our tablecloth.
dude. Man,
All right.
dude, man, you act like you own the building.
Where
What's
do
on
we
that?
put it? We put it on the bill, right? Nobody wants it up on that.
Right
Yeah, that's it right there.
John Hancock.
Don't use the name John. John. We
That's
had
pretty
John
good.
Barrett
Dude, that
last
came out
time.
good, man.
That's not
You sure you're
bad.
not running for public office? Guys, look how pretty that is. My signature is a medical signature. You can't read my shit because it'll be used against me in a court of law. Dude, that looks good, man.
Hey.
You should be running for public office.
Man, you know, I've had a lot of practice signing babies' faces.
While we're
So,
doing this, I want to give a shout out to my brother Tony Palm and my brother Keith Paysura in Brunswick, Georgia. Tactical Rifleman will be back soon to Brunswick.
All right,
So we can have some of this.
What do you want to do for giveaway phrase,
No,
Steve?
I'm out of that business. I am out.
So here's what they do, Chris, because Chris is new here.
Oh,
Our chat window.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
No, that's not yet, Steve. Put that away, dude. Put that away. Because if they piss me off, we're not giving that away.
Oh,
So I've got all these monkeys here in the chat room. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Erica. Move out of the way. Erica, move. And Jerry J in the back. You see Jerry J in the back? All right, so we got all these people here in the chat room.
we should settle this one. I assume Steve is the best shot of the 3.
Yes, without a doubt.
We can settle that right
Just
now.
ask
Did you
Steve-
actually use the word assume?
Steve,
Makes an ass out of you
all
and
right,
me?
so what we're gonna do,
Assume
guys,
was the best shot?
is give me a phrase you want them to type in the chat window to get entered in this. The limit is you can only type it in 3 times. If you do more than that, the bot automatically takes you out of the running for the drawing. And we're gonna go until, we're coming up on 8:15. We're gonna go to 8:30. We're gonna draw both these hats at 8:30.
nice.
Both, so I'm gonna have 2 winners. We're gonna pull 2 names. What phrase you want in there?
A phrase?
You want the word Barrett? You want
Barrett like
Steve
50
is
rocks.
the sexiest
No, the
man
Barrett,
alive?
the Barrett show.
What do you
Say
want?
Barrett rocks. Barrett's like 50.
No.
That can be the first one.
Barrett Light
Well,
Fitty.
Barrett.
No, Barrett, the word Barrett.
Okay,
Is
fine.
that what you want?
Yes.
Are you sure?
I like light fitty, actually.
All right, Light Fitty. Make sure you spell Fitty right.
With
Fitty.
2 T's. Okay?
Oh, I thought it was D's.
No. He's from Connecticut, man. He doesn't have the D's. in
So
it.
how do we know if somebody gets that? Somebody's looking for that?
I actually have moderators that will, they're going to let me know who wins. All right, is it Light Fitty or is it Barrett Light Fitty?
Oh.
Because they're typing like madmen right now.
I think it's Barrett. I think it's Barrett light fitty.
All right, Barrett Light 50, just like the hat.
Okay,
Barrett
there we go.
Light dot 50. Put it in the chat window. The limit is 3 times. Yeah, and you can be the winner, and we're gonna draw both of them at 8:30. Man, I hope I win.
Not to forget Nanette's Kitchen and her gumbo in Brunswick, Georgia.
Yeah, she watching? I wish she was. Dude, that
I
was
don't
the
know.
best. Man, that was good chow. That was good
yeah.
chow.
Oh yeah, you sucked it down like a pro.
Man, she. Steve brought me to his hometown down there in Georgia, and the trial was going on.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Anyways, we're not gonna get in. We went to the courthouse and everything.
And Carl took over all
I
the,
took
all
over
the
all of
rights
it.
from the TV station.
Why? Because I don't care, guys. I'm not politically correct. I'm just correct.
Everybody thought he
No, that's
who's
just
that
the
guy
truth.
standing in front of all the mics? Is he the defense attorney?
But Steve starts introducing me to people that people he grew up with. And what was her name?
Nanette.
Nanette.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm so sorry. I can't remember your name. I'm insanely tone
like
deaf.
that. He's like that.
But she makes the best gumbo on the planet, hands down.
It's
This
a
stuff
food
was
truck,
awesome.
so it's a traveling
Freaking
gumbo food truck.
orgasmic. It was awesome. Stuff was good. Yeah, it was a sad,
we got to wave at the cops.
situation. We
Who called
talked
over.
to his family and everything. It's just sad.
And when the guy pulls us over, Carl chooses to pull right in front of a liquor store. I said, Carl, could you park in front of like Walgreens, not a liquor store? Steve, he saw you waving at him. That's why he pulled me over. Carl,
we
you
did
were
get
doing
pulled
90.
over. It had nothing to do with me. You guys know the deal. I don't drive more than 55.
Move
over
over,
the
Chris.
speed limit.
Move over,
but,
Chris. Somebody's going to get struck by lightning.
On occasion, I might go 60 over the speed limit, but usually only 55 over. The problem was we were in a 35. And so, yeah, we got pulled over. Steve talked his way out of it. And
Dude was an Army Ranger. Awesome. Awesome
he
police
was, yeah,
officer.
great guy, great guy.
Awesome guy.
That gumbo was just awesome, dude. It was good food. Good food.
Carl,
Anyways,
Carl, you parking at a liquor store and a cop pulling you over. Not a good idea.
it's a good time. No big deal. No
No
big
big
deal.
deal.
We need footage of all of this.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'm recording this, so we got it for you. We got it. Oh, you mean?
Yeah, it stays on the internet forever. I found that out on my
Yeah,
first
he found
live
that
show.
out. His first live stream. He didn't think this shit was recorded. He thought it was live, and then nobody got to see it again. So Steve's first live stream was Steve Unplugged. He was completely unleashed. He's in a Irish pub owned by a black Irishman in Vermont. And Steve just let the planet have it.
In Vermont.
Shame on you. And,
DC.
he was in rare form. Funny stuff.
Yeah.
And you can find that live stream in our archive at tacticalrifleman.com.
There you go. You don't want to see that. You want to see this? Come on now. Let's do the Barrett Fitty. Chris Barrett Fitty.
I'll tell you what, let's, we could draw this early. We could. My problem though is you look at likes. We only got 126 likes. Nah, we're not drawing this shit. We might not draw this thing at all today. We might not.
Well, hold on. There's a question about me getting pulled over by the police in there. Have you been pulled over by the police with a truck full of your rifles? Maybe. Yeah. I actually have.
Have you? How'd that work out?
A few times. I've never been to jail. I've never been handcuffed.
Really?
No.
Yeah, you missing
Damn, you need to come to
life
one of my classes,
experience,
dude.
man.
No, but I have had all my guns placed on the roof of my vehicle before by police, and then they were like,
that's not handcuffed by law enforcement. That's not talking about handcuffed by.
Why you glancing over at her? That's just wrong, dude.
No, I wasn't glancing. How can you see where I'm glancing? Whole purpose.
I had
Moving on.
I had a trooper get
Confess.
all the guns out of my vehicle one time and put them on the roof.
Why?
And he told me, he was like, you stand over there in front of the vehicle, like 10 feet up there, and say, keep going. Now turn your back to me. And I'm looking back at him, and he's got all my guns out, like everything I had in the car. And he's like, yeah, you stay over there and don't look. And I was like, well, hey, do you want this gun I got in my pocket also? He was so mad. He was so mad. Oh man, that was yeah, it was so funny. But I get pulled over with guns in the car a lot. It happens.
That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Sorry, Kim, I'm not asking him. Not gonna do it. We already said we're not doing that one either. No, we are maxed out. No new questions.
Well, y'all asked me what I was excited about now.
Yeah,
y'all did.
What are you excited
I mean,
about?
we've talked about all the cool gun stuff and all the technical stuff, but like I'm having a lot of fun in the business now. And I was president of the company for 5 years, and that is a tough job. That is a really tough job.
Yeah.
Like for me and Dad, designing rifles and doing the things that we're passionate about, it's kind of easy to see.
What picture was that? Not that one, guys. You.
Oh yeah. So these are, this is Ronnie Barrett, my father, who was president for a while, me on the left, and Sam Schallenberger, who's our current president. And it's just, where Barrett is now. We're 40 years in. This is our 40th anniversary. So is our camera still going? Too? I mean, do we see that?
Yes, the
So
camera's still on.
this is our logo for 40 years. We were founded in 1982, and it takes that long to get good at something. And
Yeah,
people
really does.
never realize, they always think everybody's an overnight success. And it's like, yeah, we were a 40-year overnight success. It took a really long time to get to where we are. And I'm super proud now of our guys, like our team, like Sam Schallenberger and Brian James, who runs all of sales, and actually now he's COO of the company. He was VP of sales.
Yeah,
Joel Miller, who runs, is a former lieutenant colonel who runs all of sales and international sales and everything. This group of guys we have now is unbelievable. And I have to tell the folks at every company meeting we have that are cheerleading sessions for us, but they're also where we tell the truth about what's happening.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the state of the company, here's what's happening now, here's what the challenges are on the horizon. But every time we get together, I have to tell everyone, I always start with, when I get the microphone, I start with, we build the most accurate, combat reliable, long-range precision rifles in the world. I just open, every time I get the microphone, I say that in front of our guys, because it's the truth. And usually everybody bursts into cheers at that point, but I have to tell them the reason why. And it's, there are other accurate rifles out there.
Mm-hmm.
You can build an accurate rifle. There are other ones you can get, but we do something different. And it's about the way we have taken care of our customers for 40 years. Mm-hmm. It's about the way we've taken care of our military. It's about the way we've stood up for our Second Amendment rights, and always supplied the commercial market, the civilian market with our products that are. There's no two-tier quality system at Barrett. There's not military grade and then civilian grade.
Yeah.
It's Barrett grade.
Yeah.
And that's what we build every single day. And so it's not just about having a great design. It's not about having a cool logo. I mean, all that stuff is great, but our team now, like what we've built over 40 years, it's just unbelievable. It's why people keep coming back to us. It's why governments come back to us and say, we know you don't do this. You didn't make a belt-fed machine gun, but would you please make one for us? We insist. Because we want to just keep doing business with you. And I'm super proud of that now. I did not realize it when I was designing rifles or when I was president of the company. You get really micro-focused on things. But as an owner of a business or a director on a board, when you get up above some of those things and really look at why your business is what it is and actually what it's doing every day, not just focus on we make this thing. Well, we do more than just make this thing. Like, we really take care of our people. We're focused on our mission so that people can complete their mission, whatever that is. And
was it hard stepping back, turning the reins, president over? Was it hard doing that?
It was very difficult at first because, you know, whenever you set the reins down on anything, you're like, was that it?
Yeah.
You know, it feels that way. And sometimes what I realized for me is it took some time to realize what we accomplished. And in the time that I did the different roles at Barrett, it takes stepping back and being thankful for it and recognizing what happened. You know, and starting to give the credit to yourself and some of these guys on the team, all these people on the team that made this stuff happen. And it's been really good for me.
That's awesome.
It's been a good journey for me.
And I can relate to that, Chris, because I remember when I first started a sniper locker at Campbell, and they gave us this building because I kept saying, hey, I can't run this from the S3 ops. I need my own facility. I need to run training. And the guys took me over to this building one day, big giant building. Turned out it was the Fort Campbell prison.
Yeah.
And it had been shut down for like 15 years because the Army was into just kick people out. You know, we're not going to like put them in jail anymore. So all the hard criminals either went to Fort Knox or Leavenworth.
Yeah.
So I got this 25,000 square foot prison that had been sitting there for 10 years, and it was just overrun, just trashed. And it took us 6 months just to get the building cleared out. We had crew served cockroaches running around about that doggone big.
Crew served cockroaches.
Yeah. And but once we got it done, got the training going, and got everything on track. After, you know, I guess did enter Somalia in my 4th year, and they basically said, hey, you've been there 4 years, you need to go back to a team. And I had a chance to look back at what we had accomplished, and still, even to this day, you know, I still look back and go, you know, how did we do that? You know, what came in, and I always say that it was the people that they gave me. Because I would always tell them, I said, don't give me somebody you don't want. I'll identify the person I need, you know, like John Vandenbosch, you know, Lena Taylor, and those guys. And so I know what it's like to step back from something that you've created and let somebody else come in, and, you know, you're like, man.
It feels weird at first.
Yeah, it does.
It almost feels like, man, you know, did I win or not? And you have to step back to take a look at it to see what's happened. Yeah. And man, we just got really. You guys want to have a drink after this, or
because you
right now? I don't know.
I know you can relate to this. You have a feeling that there's nobody that can sit in your seat better than you and run it. Because I felt the same way when they replaced me with Dwight Comer.
Yeah.
And after about 6 or 7 months, I would go down there and just hang out a little bit, and Dwight had taken it to another level. But when he came in, I was like, I'm not going back to the team. Nobody can do it as good. So I know you felt that same way. Saying, hey, I'm gonna have to step back and let like Sam, obviously Sam, take
Sam
over.
is taking it to a different level.
See, exactly.
And I'm completely okay saying that. And but we all complement each other. There's not a lot of people that could do what you did. All the programs you drove and the innovation you drove, and you know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying for you starting off at 7 years old, welding stress relief.
Yeah.
And then going through all, because I remember when you started designing, and I remember watching you on a computer one day, and I was just amazed. You were doing 3D, and I think it was probably the first start on the Mrad, and just the way you were, it just amazed me to see you come up through this, and then to see you. I remember at the old house, it was me, John Vandenbosch, Marty Moore, and somebody else, and you guys are working on that Mustang, and you know I'm the kind of guy who's like, man, I need my oil change. Let me go over to Quaker State or something like that. And you guys had taken that Mustang down to the frame.
Yeah.
And I came back about 8 months later, and there it was. I said, "Is that the same car?" And I was
you
always
should see
amazed
these
at
cars, man. They're beautiful. The Shelby
you know,
Cobra. And
the bottom third of my lungs are filled up with grinding dust in those cars. So,
all right. She drew early. Why? Because she's on the other side of the planet and she fails to follow instructions.
This is an effective leader. The ridicule is first class.
No. She's awesome. She knows she's awesome. Yeah, we couldn't do this without our Sheila from down under. Susan Britcher, you know, the Tactical Rifleman family loves you.
I'll see.
We've had 2 winners so far. This is the part where the internet goes, oi, oi, oi. All right. First one is Vince Gordon, and the second one is Hammer 6. All right, so here, first, congratulations, you guys. You get the 40th anniversary.
Well, this is not really. It's just a throwback hat to the
The
80s.
throwback hat to the 80s. Barrett Light Fitty, signed by Chris Barrett. That's a sexy signature.
Well, yeah, it is, man.
Everything I do, man. Everything I do.
Everything you do. All right. Here's the deal. These are my 2 winners, Vince Gordon and Hammer 6. Congratulations. Here's what I need you guys to do. Take a picture of your avatar on your YouTube channel so I know you're not actually Ray Craddock, who's trying to steal one of these hats.
You always Hammer Ray.
Ray works for, I'm not going to bust you out, Ray. I'm not going to bust you out. Anyways, he only does it every giveaway. Send me a picture of your avatar. Email it to tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com. Tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com. Cam or Donut is going to put it in the chat room for me. Send me a picture of your avatar. Send me your mailing address. And I'm going to take these 2 hats home with me. I will probably send them to you. It depends how well they fit my head. No, you guys, I'll get your hats to you. The last 2 giveaways are still sitting there. They have not gone out yet. You got to cut my son some slack. 2 weeks ago, he had COVID, and the poor kid's just recovering. So
he's a young man.
You'll get it out. He'll get it out to you. I promise he will. I'm in the mood. Let's do another giveaway. You want to do another giveaway?
I love it.
Steve, you got something else? Something longer?
Yes, I do.
I got, you understand? I got to feed Steve for these jokes because he'll forget to do them.
Just put it right on the tee.
Yep.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Why are you pointing it at Chris's
Get
mouth?
that away from my
That's
head.
wrong, man.
Why'd you get Barrett tattooed on it?
Sexy and no.
All right. You know that silver marker. We still got a silver marker. All right. This is a shorty gun case for your Barrett Rec 7. All right. You got your.
It's a nice one.
Yeah, you can put your shorty Barrett rifle in there.
We signing this one too?
I would, dude. Why not?
I think.
Right there, dude. Right there.
Right there.
I just had to test. I had to do a test, Mark.
Go big. Go big.
All right,
with
we're gonna go big on this one.
Go big. Wow. John Hancock.
I almost couldn't finish my name on it. All right, that's not bad either.
No, that's
not bad.
great, dude. Check that out. Check that out. I'm sorry, man. Didn't mean to get your mic. Autographed by Ronnie, by Chris Barrett.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry. All you crackers look alike to me.
You know what? All 3 of us are going to.
That's right. That's right. That is
All
true.
3 are going to sign it?
That is true. There's a lot of room on there. We should do that.
Only because I don't want to ruin their bag. I'm going to sign mine on
What?
the inside.
Oh, wow.
Carl, put it down.
Look at all this. Look at all that right there.
Okay, yeah, but I mean, you have like a real signature. Mine,
Stick your tongue out.
John Hancock.
Why is he writing with the wrong hand like that?
The devil hand.
Because he's just a roll.
I thought we exterminated all the left-handers a long time ago.
I'm on this side, dude. I don't want
Coming
to
back,
this
man.
stuff on.
They
You
keep
see me
coming
holding
back.
my pen out, going like this. You know, Steve's gonna bump my elbow, so I sign it left-handed. No big deal.
Got to use silver.
All right, Steve. All right, and you've got sign it wherever. Why are you holding it with both hands?
He took
Steve?
up
What are
all
you
the.
doing?
He took up all the room in there.
Yeah, he did.
On purpose.
Oh yeah, you can sign it there wherever.
You can squeeze it, it'll fit.
When I say whatever, I mean nowhere. Like it's just fine. You'll be fine. Oh man, this is super fun.
Dude, we do this every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Honest, dude, if you ever want to escape this madhouse they call Nashville, you're always welcome to come up. Live right up by Lake Barkley, Kentucky Lake.
Yeah.
Just north of Fort Campbell.
Yeah.
We can hear the artillery going off at night. Steve comes up Tuesday night. He always hits my bar on my way to the office. And but no, we grill steaks Sundays. We shoot Sunday afternoon, and we grill at night. And you're always welcome, man.
Well,
always,
thank you.
always welcome.
Yeah,
Please
we had a
come out.
blast this Sunday.
We had a blast. We literally did.
Had Brad Nelson up there,
Whole
from
ribeye
fighter.
roll. I
Yeah.
didn't realize how
Al
expensive
Crawford
beef
was
it got.
cooking.
Guys, the new phrase is, it's a phrase this time. Chris is the man with a capital M on man. Chris is the man. Put that in the chat room, maximum of 3 times. You get entered for that sexy gun case right there that Steve has stroked with both hands, and the 3 of us have autographed it. It can be yours.
Man.
All right, we are going to
Jealousy.
draw
Hate.
at, I tell you what, we're going to draw at
It's all
8:45.
anatomical.
8:45. We're going to make this one quick. 8:45. So I got to get on here. I want in on this one.
I'm gonna let you guys chat for a minute. I gotta go check on something.
Uh-oh, Chris is bailing on us. All right, guys, jump, Chris, go.
Gas up the chopper, gas up the chopper.
All right, so who are we going to bring back in? Chris has got stuff to do. He's
Jamie
actually a smart man. I would leave too if I could, except this is my show.
Get Jamie over here.
Who?
I made that drive.
Who?
Yeah, put it with your nipples.
Because you asked me to.
Drax. My nipples.
Where? Hey, bring whoever you want. Steve has got other guests for us, guys. We're going to bring them in.
No,
Who you
I
wanna bring in?
want to bring Frank back real quick.
All right, bring them both
Frank,
back.
Come on,
Bring them
Frank,
both.
now.
Come snuggle, guys.
I'm gonna give y'all something.
You need a what?
I gotta give y'all something. I gotta give y'all something.
Okay. Come. We're gonna bring. I'm gonna bring Chris right
Just let
here.
me jump in for a second. This is, you know, I said this is our 40th year. This is our 40th year, 1982 to 2022, and you know, we're in Tennessee.
Yep.
We're in Middle Tennessee. We're really close to Jack Daniel's distillery,
Yes,
so
you are.
we've got a great relationship with Jack Daniel's, and we love, you know, we love finely crafted Tennessee products. So this year for the 40th anniversary, we went with a contingency from Barrick, and we selected a barrel. Actually, we selected a few barrels to celebrate our 40th year, and I want to give you guys one of these. So this is the
Nice.
Jack Daniel's single barrel for the Barrick 40th anniversary, and it's laser etched with the 40th anniversary logo here, as on the cups that we were doing. And oh,
Come on, guys. I want his autograph too.
this one's for you.
Now, guys, this is for the Tactical Rifleman man room. This goes up in the bar.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
With everything else he doesn't allow us
Nice.
to touch.
Yeah.
Look at that, 22.
22.
So,
That's awesome.
man, it looks good in silver on there. Look at
That,
that.
man, look at that. That is awesome. Well, dude, thank you so much,
Dude.
brother. I appreciate that. No, and sincerely, thank you for everything you've done for the military, specifically 5th Special Forces Group. Guys, all the other groups, they get to do whatever they want. You know, the German guys, they've got the German beer from 10th Group. 7th Group guys got their tequila and senoritas. All we had in 5th Group was Gatorade and Ninjas. But all the wars belong to 5th Group, so
That's right.
these guys are the quiet professionals. I don't think of myself that way. I think of myself as just being lucky to call Steve Holland and Frank and Al, and, you know, brothers of mine. So, Chris, thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. Check that out, guys. That is going up in the man room. All right, I'm going to slide over again. Frank, you get to sit in the middle.
Come on now.
Come on, Al. Al, you got your mic? All right, so here's what we're going to do. You guys, he's switching. All right, here's what we're going to do. Guys, I was going to say, hey, do you guys have any questions for Frank and Al? But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the one to ask them. We're not doing questions here. I would like you guys to share with my viewers a sexy Steve Holland story. You got any good dirt on Steve we can share with the world?
Steve's going.
Steve's over there going,
No speak English.
No, my wife watches these reruns. No, seriously, all my viewers, they've heard all my great Steve Holland stories. The birth of the 6.8, him getting us the SPRs. But I really didn't know Steve till till he was already at Force Mod, and I was, dragging my A-team overseas back to back to back, Steve was a guy that would honestly listen to what I wanted, what I needed, and then he would always get us, he would crack the codes and get me stuff that I didn't even realize I needed. We'd give him problems and he would find solutions. But I didn't know Steve before. I didn't know Steve the way a lot of you other guys do. So whenever I get around guys that are friends of Steve's, I always ask the same questions. It's not so much about just the internet. I love hearing about Steve pre-Carl Erickson, all this great stuff that Steve did back in the day. So, yeah, Al, good.
I mean,
I've got one.
You got one?
Go ahead.
All right, okay, you're on.
So I was in Balad. Steve calls me up and says, we have 10 MK44s. We've got to test fire, get them out to the teams. So we had 10 Chris Dillon, the Dillon miniguns.
Dillon miniguns, yeah.
So Chris shipped, fifth group shipped them to Balad.
Yeah.
We test fired 10 of them, got them out, put them on the teams, got them on the MRAPs, or not the Humvees, and we
Yeah.
pushed them out.
Yeah.
And saved a couple lives because they had a couple gunfights on Route Irish.
Yeah,
And that,
without a doubt. I've got a lot of rounds through miniguns when they weren't using the snipers. A lot of times, I'd be not even getting ready to go out that night, and Byron Russell, the ground force sergeant major, would say, "Hey, Carl, I want you on the lead gun truck tonight." And I had a minigun, and so yeah, I'm a very big fan of the minigun, the breath of Allah, as they call
breath
it
of Allah,
in
yeah,
Solder
yeah.
City.
Yeah.
They'd come over the push-to-talk radios, and that's what they called it. The breath of Allah is coming into Solder City.
Yeah.
And we didn't come up with the name. I know it's derogatory. I got that. But the reality
came up
is
with it.
that's
Yeah.
what the bad guys were calling it. They're like Task Force Raptors here. They've got the breath of Allah with them. And, yeah.
With the stick vehicles, they called them, because they had all guns up, sticking everywhere.
Yeah, yep.
yeah. So when I was in Balad in 2006, I think.
Yeah.
When Fallujah was kicking off,
Yep.
and people were like, "Hey, this is not going good." We got the miniguns sent to Balad, and we had to put them on a vehicle. They weren't on vehicles at the time.
Yeah.
And so this armor and me put these on the vehicle. We set it up. We test fired it. We got it working pretty good, and it was like 3,000 rounds in
In each can, yeah.
3,000
Three
a
cans.
minute, yeah.
3
A
cans of
minute.
3,000
it was
yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
So you got 3 minutes of firing. If you could, of course,
If
you
you
stretch
hold
it
it
out.
down the whole time, yeah.
But you can stretch it out. You can get
Yeah.
10 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And then we set it out, and they said it's a crowd pleaser.
Yes, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
This
Yeah.
is great. Send more miniguns.
Yeah. And Starfleet Command and the varsity team, they're like, no, it doesn't work in the desert. Desert jams the guns up. And me being one of the gunners on the Humvees that man the minigun, it does have to stay clean. The operator does have to give that a lot more love than the Mardus. We didn't run Mark 19s because Task Force Raptor worked in the city a lot. And, if it's buildings real close, you turn a Mark 19 or a Mark 47, you start shooting at the building, those 40 millimeter shells are bouncing off. They don't have enough time to arm. They have to do so many revolutions. So we went to all 50 cals, and then the rest of the gun truck had swing arms with 240s. But the lead truck had the minigun, and it's a crowd pleaser. It really is.
Right.
When everybody's opening up, when that minigun first starts to sing, there's a pregnant pause where everybody goes,
What was that?
What was that? And then they go, oh, that's right, they're on our team. And then everybody, but the bad guys are like, holy smokes.
What do they got?
Yeah, because it's, instead of being 1 in 5 for your tracers, it's 1 in 10, but you're doing 3,000 rounds a minute. So the tracers coming by you, it's like a water hose of tracers going by. And I've never been on the receiving end, thank God.
Yeah.
But talk about destroying someone's morale.
Beautiful thing.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, more
Tips and
dirt on
skills.
Steve. We need more. See, Steve done walked off, man.
So the story, Steve said, get those tested and pushed out before
Yeah.
they pull them back.
Okay.
So that was the story. We said, Steve, he said, hey, get them out, get them gone, and
Because he
get 'em for the
knew
teams.
once Starfleet Command heard you guys snuck guns in the theater. You understand?
Yeah.
If you're in the Army, you don't have permission to buy guns. No. You can't buy a new type of gun. Now, we could buy new uppers, We could buy G-Money grips, we could buy optics, but we couldn't buy new guns. So if somebody had asked me, hey man, wouldn't it be great if we had miniguns? I would have said, yeah, but they're not going to work in the dust. But I would have said, yeah, it'd be nice, but we can't do that. We can't bring new guns in. Steve doesn't take that for an answer. No. He just said, we'll do it, and then we'll ask for forgiveness afterwards.
Save lives.
And he took a lot of ass chewings for stuff he was doing, helping us. And the cool part was the group commander, who's a colonel. Now understand, he's basically doing the job of a general. He's over all of 5th Special Forces Group, or he's over all of 1st Group, or whatever. But our 5th Special Forces Group commander, just a colonel, and it was different ones, Colonel Pagan and McDonald and the other one, whichever one it was at the time, they were taking a lot of ass chewings for Steve. And 9 times out of 10, they would back Steve's play. And Steve was able to get a lot of stuff done that everybody would have thought, 1, it's illegal.
It's impossible.
2, it's impossible. And Steve was still doing it. And that helped us, but it made Steve be noticed by everybody. Literally, you've seen Chris Barrett talk about literally how Steve Holland was a member, welcomed into Ronnie Barrett's family. And that's one example. But at the same time, he made a lot of enemies. Steve made a lot of enemies up at Starfleet Command, in the whole gun industry and everything. So it's sad. To me, guys, and again, Steve's not here, but one of my things is I hate that Steve did not get credit for a lot of the things that he did for us.
GMV program.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And even uniforms, camouflage. There's so many things that Steve had his finger on that all of our equipment, from weapons and uniforms and the literally body armor, everything evolved so much just from when the towers fell through 2010. That time frame, so much stuff changed. It's almost like from the beginning of World War II, where it was biplanes, to the end of World War II, it was jet engines. Maybe not quite that extreme, but from a soft special ops standpoint, Steve did so much to help out the warfighter, but a lot of it equated to things that helped out the whole firearms industry, and Steve didn't get credit for this stuff. He just didn't. And
it was all behind the scenes.
Yeah, all behind the scenes. All right, real quick, the winner of the case.
Al Johnson.
You guys don't have to stroke it. You don't have to. All right, we drew the winner. His name is Colby Dixon. Colby Dixon, you are the winner of this fine autographed Barrett gun case. Here's the deal. Take a picture of your avatar and email it to tacticalrifleman1@gmail.com. And what we'll do is send me your mailing address, and I will get it to you guys. I'm going to unzip this. I'm going to put the 2 hats in it. And this is going home with me. And if none of my rifles fit in it,
Might just get it.
I don't know what happened to it.
Seriously, guys, good stuff indeed. Here's the deal, guys. I want to thank the Outpost Armory for hosting us tonight. They've been closed for a couple hours now. Their employees are staying open late for us. Chris and Steve, they had some things they had to take care of. Guys, I know the 3 of us, we could go on for hours and hours.
Yep.
But I want to thank you guys for your service.
Thanks for having me.
You understand, when I got the group, these were the guys that, like, man, they're already there, and like, these are the guys that did something. I was just a schmuck who rolled in.
No.
But thank you for your service, guys. All right, we're gonna wrap this live stream up. Thank you to Barrett. I'm not cracking his bottle.
No way. No.
Unfortunately, it's going to get drunk. It really will.
Yeah.
Again, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor again tonight, Arms Directory. Arms Directory is that place where you guys can legitimately get together. It's a two-way protected social network and marketplace. Check it out.
I'll be done.
Chris, you bailing? One more handshake. Dude, thank you so much for everything, guys. I'm gonna sneak the melon in one more time. Chris, thank you for everything.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate
It has been an honor having everybody. It's been an honor having all you guys hang out with us. We did 2 hours here. 2 freaking hours. That's a long time. I want to thank all my moderators, all my patrons on Patreon. I want to thank them for keeping us full. All of our videos get demonetized now. They do. I'm gonna make 7, maybe 8 cents with this video.
Big money.
But that's all right. I get supported by my patrons. We're going to wrap this up tonight. And yeah, I've had a good time. I hope you guys have had a good time. And let me see what else I got here. I think I accidentally killed that, Nick. No, where we go? I'm on that. All right. Yeah, we're pretty good. I think I got everything covered. Once again, you guys know the deal. If you've got comments, leave them in the comment section below. I will share them with whoever needs to get them. If I missed your question tonight, guys, I apologize. We were running through a bunch of them, and really I wanted Chris to be able to share what he has on his mind. We've had a great live stream. So we are going to bail. I'll see you guys next Tuesday, same bat time, same bat channel. Y'all take care and shoot straight.
Deuces.
Incoming right there.